Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 2 of the HR Office, our brand new podcast here, streaming live on twitch.tv/GregSnazzyGamerTwitch. And if you're watching this on YouTube, here on youtube.com/hardestreset. As always, I am Greg. I'm joined here by May. Say hello.
Hello.
And I'm joined here by Mira. Say hello. Damn. It's never going to end, is it?
It's not.
It's never going to end. Till the day that we're not doing this shit anymore, your intro to the podcast is always going to be bomb. So, before we get on into all of our topics today, May, how have you been? How have you been these last couple of weeks between?
Tired, honestly. Really tired.
Really tired? I don't blame you. Mira, how have you been lately?
Same.
Sorry, were you going to say something?
I just said tired.
I thought you were going to say something else about that. Same.
Are
Busy.
you always gonna, I always wonder. I know I asked her. Are you always going to have beer every time we do the podcast? I've always been curious.
Fuck it, why not?
Okay, I just wondered.
It's like crack open a cold beer, hang out.
Just
So you
wondered.
can crack open a cold one with the boys, except two of you aren't boys, but I consider you part of the boys.
Always wondered, so figured to ask.
Fuck it, why not?
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot. What?
Oh my god. I'm really tired. I'm
The
sorry.
best part about doing this podcast, like in person with all of us around a table now, is quite literally the fact that we can all see when everyone's yawning, and everyone can also see when people are yawning as well. It's
Also,
pretty
no more Skype lag.
Oh god, Skype lag was the worst, dude. What was your worst experience as far as like having to deal with Skype and stuff when we were doing the Snazzy Cast?
Lag, I guess. I didn't really have that many problems with Skype, honestly.
It was back.
It's trying to figure out who's talking when, mainly, because...
That's true, yeah.
Whenever I'm on my phone, I can't, like, always have it up and see when the light, kind of appears over everyone's pictures.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know who's supposed to be talking, and then it sounds like we're all talking at the same time, even though it's just... That's because of the lag.
One of the harder parts for me as well, it was the whole idea of my audio had to be set way higher than your guys's, because if I had it set different ways, either I was too loud or you guys are too loud, and then there's the varying degrees of microphones, and and then especially like towards the end of the Snazzy Cast when you had massive internet issues and you ended up getting dropped after a certain time. It's pretty wild. So so it's better, I would say. As far as the Snazzy Cast goes, one of my favorite production-wise was when we were all there for Extra Life last year. That was really good. But I like the fact that we're all around the table right now, hanging out, having a good time. We're going to be talking about we got a lot of topics today. We have a lot more than we did last time. And I kind of split some of them up. And I guess that's it. Podcast is over. Thank you guys so much for joining us. No, that is just the sign that our dryer... That's the dryer red.
Yes.
I think that's May's clothes.
Maybe. Sorry, I forgot to shrimp those.
No, don't even worry
I'll
about
get them
it.
later.
It's part of living in an apartment. We got shit going on, and we're responsible, and we do crazy shit. So the first topic I want to talk about, it's an update on a topic we talked about last week. I want to get the serious topic out of the way, and it's a serious kind of discussion. And depending on how it goes, I may actually clip this as its own thing, depending on how this goes. So at the end of the first episode, we talked about the death of the singer from We Came as Romans, Kyle Pavone. We didn't have any details at the time. We didn't know how he died. No one was really saying anything. All we had heard then was that the band was going to update with like charity information and stuff like that. Fast forward, I think it was last Friday. It was announced. They didn't give any details because toxicology was still going. He died of an accidental overdose. So there was a lot of speculation. Was it actual, drugs? Was it, obviously it was drug overdose, but was it
Was it prescription?
Was it
illegal? Was
it illegal drugs? Was it prescription? Was it, a lot of the shit that's been going on with opioids and all that crazy shit? For a while, we didn't have any sort of answer until the lovely people at TMZ decided to leak out the 911 phone call from Kyle's girlfriend when she called finding her boyfriend unresponsive. Now, to put it in perspective, so kind of a timeline of events kind of became apparent as more information started coming out before this whole TMZ thing happened. He was found unconscious and unresponsive on the 14th, and then he died on the 25th. And then with the audio that was leaked, apparently he was found on the floor, unresponsive. There was a used needle on the sink. I haven't listened to the phone call because I kind of refused to listen to the phone call. It's kind of like I still refuse to read the unredacted autopsy report from Chester Bennington after TMZ went against the word of his wife, who wanted a redacted one. We'll get to that in a moment. But basically, it came out that Kyle had struggled with heroin in the past. So now the speculation is he most likely died of a heroin overdose. He probably was trying to fight it. Maybe he was in and out of rehab. I don't know. Like, unlike people like, going back to Chester Bennington, who was very open with what he struggled with, a lot of people kind of seemed surprised that Kyle was struggling like that. I mean, when you're young and when you become famous in a sense, I say famous in a sense because We Came as Romans was like, they came out in like the boom of like the core music, as they called it. It was like when bands like The Devil Wears Prada was like in their prime. I would still argue that The Devil Wears Prada is still in their prime because they're still really fucking good. But it's they kind of came. They had a lot of success and they've been able to maintain. Because there seems to be, like, in that genre of music, what's like a 10-year curse. It's like a band will be around for 10 years, have moderate success, and then after 10 years, they're like, okay, we're not going to do this anymore, and they'll quit. One of my favorite bands of all time, The Chariot, they quit after 10 years, and now their vocalist, Josh, he's doing this other band, 68, that's been widely successful, like, hard rock duo. And then Stephen Harrison, their guitar player towards the end, he's now in a band called the Fever 333, which has been making waves. They've kind of been dubbed this generation's Rage Against the Machine, especially with the current political climate and all that shit. And honestly, it's a band that a lot of people need. They don't call their concert shows, they call them demonstrations, because apparently, I know this is sidetracking, but apparently they'll walk on stage with like the Guantanamo masks over their head, very much like what Rage Against the Machine did during the Guantanamo bullshit that was going on in like 2008 when they got back together. So there was like this 10-year curse of these bands, but then there was bands like We Came as Romans that they kind of withstood that. But with the kind of the TMZ thing that came out about the heroin struggles and stuff like that, there are a lot of people that were sitting there saying, there were people saying, well, that's sad. It's sad that he was struggling. There's also people, it's the internet, but there were also people that are sitting there saying, I've lost respect for We Came as Romans. I respect that there's a death, but, Kyle should have known better. I'm angry at the rest of the band for allowing this to happen. I've lost all respect for them. I can't listen to their music anymore. Which was a similar thing that a vocal minority had when Chester Bennington died. They were like, I'm ashamed that I'm ashamed to hear that he killed himself. He shouldn't have killed himself. I'm mad at the rest of the band for allowing this to happen. It's like you don't fucking get it.
Or my favorite one, I'm ashamed that he took the easy way out.
Yeah. And then on top of that, another one that happened over the weekend. I don't know this guy, but this rapper Mac Miller died. He, age of 26, died of a drug overdose. And there's apparently shit going around that he was a user for a while. He was dating Ariana Grande for a while. They broke up because he was addicted. And I guess when the reports I've heard is after the breakup, his use got worse because he was fucked up even more about the breakup and shit like that. And I'm seeing the same sentiment there of, that's why I saw it a lot. It was like, this is why you don't do drugs, kids. Drugs kill people, etc., etc. It was the same sentiment with rapper Lil Peep, who died last year. He died. He was only 21. And what had happened was he kind of got in with some people that didn't take care of him. And, he struggled with pills, but they laced his pills with drugs and he didn't know it and he died. So it's like there was more to the story, and his brother was like, no, this guy, he was a great dude. It's just these people he was around were assholes and they killed him, literally, like, basically. But it's like there's kind of been this whole sentiment of like finding out like what would be considered a controversial death. You know, it's like you had speaking of death, you know, Burt Reynolds died this last week. Wasn't it cancer that got him?
I actually didn't read up on how he died.
It was a medical condition that took him. I don't remember. There's so many people that have died of cancer. I don't know.
There's just so many people that are dying here now.
Yeah.
In the past like few weeks, it's like there's been at least like one every other day.
The thing is that, you know, when you see the deaths of people who maybe died from a medical condition, maybe they were like killed in a crash, maybe it wasn't their fault, etc., etc. Like when they're dead by something that they couldn't beyond their means, basically. There's a lot more sympathy. There's a lot more respect. But when you have like these deaths, like, you know, the suicide of Chester Bennington, you have Kyle Pavone from Game as Romans dying of a heroin overdose of what it's looking like. You know, the toxicology is still not out, but with all this kind of evidence, people are piecing things together, and it's kind of been bugging me. I know I've been doing a majority of the talking, so I'll let you ladies talk in a moment. So there's this question just in the back of my mind that's kind of been bugging me: is does the way somebody die affect the way that you can enjoy what they made when they were alive? Like, I don't know, it's kind of rough, and I'm sure it's going to be a hard question for you to answer, May, because I don't know what. God, I don't know. I'll kick it to.
She can just equate it to like a voice actor, maybe.
Sure. Maybe. I'm gonna let you go first because I know you've had like super distinct opinions about it. And if you want to piggyback off of that, you can. So we'll start with Mira. We'll go with you, May. What are your thoughts when it comes to these kind of what would be considered a controversial death, or like a death that's kind of in that regard, you know, something that by all intents and purposes could have been prevented?
Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I mean, they have their own shit going on, and you don't know what they're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Like even with an addict, you don't know. You can't make them get help. They have to want that. But it's like, you don't know what somebody's dealing with. It doesn't make their death any less of a thing because they're still gone. And it's still sad. Yeah. Because they left people behind. It doesn't matter who they are. So, I don't know. The people that are just like, I can't listen to this, like, for like, Chester. Yeah. I can't believe he took the easy way out. I'm throwing out all my records, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, he's been vocal for years, what he dealt with. And you act like you're surprised. You didn't listen to any of it.
Even May, you were saying that after he had died, you were like, man, I hear it way more in the songs now. You're like, I mean, it was always there, but you're like, after learning how he died, you're just like, yeah, it really paints it. Well, then, because Chester also had the issues of, you know, he was molested as a kid, you know, and he never really got his just desserts on that one. Yeah. You know, he kind of had to suffer with that, which that's also why, part of the reason why I got, you know, Corey Taylor from Slipknot had a lot of sympathy for Chester, and why it really fucked him up is because Corey also was sexually assaulted as a kid. And so it's like, that's part of how they bonded, was like, how do you cope with the pain of your past, basically. But, yeah, in fact, you talk about the whole Chester thing, I saw recently, because, you know, we've been going through, like, the concerts Mike Shinoda has been playing, like, at the festivals out in Europe and shit. And it's one of those things where I've been seeing, you know, comments of, man, I appreciate that Mike is playing the Linkin Park songs, but I don't get why he's doing it. You know, I don't approve of how Chester died, and he needs to move on from it. I'm like,
I've seen other infuriating comments.
Yeah.
But, like, one in particular is just like, I don't see why they're trying to cash in on their friend's death or whatever. He needs to make more Fort Minor shit. And I'm just like...
The argument, the comment that I saw was, you have a record of 16 songs, why aren't you playing all of them? Yeah. To which someone specifically under that comment said, Mike has specifically stated that he doesn't want to have a concert that's like a downer and a bummer. He, and quite a few of those post-traumatic songs are downer, bummer songs. Which I have a personal theory that's probably why he's not playing A Place to Start anymore. Because that's how he was opening his shows, and lately he hasn't been playing that at all. And then, over again, he's only doing the second verse now, the more anger part of it.
Well, it's because he's got that in with a medley now.
With About You and Paper Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, that's just how he's coping.
I think, I personally think for him, it's, you know, he lost his brother. You hear it in some of the songs in Post Traumatic that he, About You is about his struggle of trying to write music, and it always turned into writing about his pain and the death of his friend. And it's like, I don't know, I think him playing the Linkin Park songs, it's the way he's going to be able to eventually get the rest of the band together and have them continue. Because I personally think that, because he's even said, there most likely is going to be a future for Linkin Park. We just need to mourn and cope for a while. And
even if it's not, that's his therapy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because, God, how long has that band been together?
They were together, well, see, people like...
Up into the thing with Chester, how long were they playing?
See, they were together 98, 99, because 98 was when they booted their old vocalist and brought Chester in.
So basically,
before they became Hybrid Theory. Yeah.
So basically, like 20 years of playing.
Practically about 20, like 18 to 20 years of playing together. People like Mike, Joe, and Brad, for example, they've been playing since like mid 90s together and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's one of those things where it kind of. I get what you're saying. That's like it doesn't affect you, because even if they died in a controversial way, I mean, here are two big ones that are they died of the same way. There was Dave Brockie from Gwar. He was the vocalist for Gwar for 30 years. Struggled with heroin, kicked it for a long time, fell back into it, and died of an overdose. The other one who died the same way, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman was vocal about his struggle with heroin for years, and he just fell back into it, and they think that they can handle what they used to handle, and they die of an overdose. And it kind of became a thing. There's this stigma. They're not just throwing everything away. It's a struggle. It's just like someone who commits suicide. They're not taking an easy way out. They just lost their mental battle. Yeah. I think it should open up more conversations, but that's just me.
And that's another thing with addicts too. It's just like they think they've got it under control, but they will never have it completely under control.
Yeah.
It's like telling an alcoholic to just throw out all of your liquor, never bring another bottle of alcohol into the house. And then if someone does, they're like, oh, I'm fine. And then they take a sip. And then the bottles start coming back in the house. Yeah. You can't tell them to stop. Well, because it's still going to be...
The personal anecdote for me is there's my mom, and then who's actually my stepmom, and then there's my birth mother, the one who gave birth to me. My birth mother, she is in a horrible condition from what I've heard recently. I haven't talked to her in like 5 years. And last that I heard, she's in really bad condition, and she's never stopped drinking and smoking. She's like a hardcore... Excuse me, that was gross. She's a hardcore alcohol abuser. Like when she was diagnosed with cancer, she just kept drinking and wrote her doctor, like, you need to fucking stop. And now she's got cirrhosis of the liver, still not stopping drinking. It's like, it's gonna fucking kill her. So your opinion is it doesn't affect what they had made while they were out. Let's kick it to you, mate. I am so sorry it took so long to get on over to you. What do you think about that? Do you think it would affect your ability to enjoy what they did when they were alive?
Is this just applying to music though? Cause
it's
just the idea of somebody dies in a way that's like, I'll paint an example for you. I don't want to give specific names, but say a voice actor you really like, you find out they committed suicide, and there are people who kind of sit there and say, there are people who sit there and just are like, oh, I can't watch anything they were in or play anything they were in anymore because of the fact that, they killed themselves. They took the easy way out. Just like in a general scope. Would it affect your ability to enjoy what they put out?
No, because, I liked it before, so I would just continue to keep watching it. Yeah, I'd probably be sad because it's like they can't do any more work because they're gone. But,
right, yeah.
I've always liked it from the start, and it's not going to change the fact I didn't like it before.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild.
It's like, it's the whole thing of, when a voice actor commits, like, a really serious crime. They're still around. I'm still gonna, there's a couple voice actors, like, they have done work. I'm still gonna watch their work that they done before. It's not gonna stop me from liking it, just because they're, they're not exactly a good person.
Right, yeah,
they're not harming my life whatsoever. It's their choices they made, so, it's not like we knew.
Yeah. Like that, so. I think the only one, and I wish that we weren't on a hiatus when all of that Channel Awesome bullshit went down, that guy with the glasses. They renamed themselves to Channel Awesome because I guess they didn't want to have just the branding of Doug Walker anymore. So there was a massive document that came out. I'm going to give a super condensed version because there was like weeks of coverage about this all over YouTube. Are you sure
it's going to be condensed?
Oh, no, absolutely. So a bunch of former employees, a bunch of former creators on That Guy with the Glasses / Channel Awesome released like an 80-page document detailing their issues. People as well known as like Linkara, who was like one of the OG people on that website, were like, yeah, no, the guys that ran the site are fucking assholes. And it's like, I even had struggles trying to push my own like Patreon when the ad revenue started to shore up because people weren't going, because they vehemently refused to use YouTube, even though a majority of those content creators were, well, why can't we? We can, you know, we get that you had issues in like 2008, but it's different now. We can fight things now, and there's better checks and balances. That's to be debated. So this whole document comes out, and one of the small accounts was an anonymous person who said that there was a creator. They didn't say who, but there was a creator who was grooming children. And they did not say who it was.
They were what?
They were grooming children.
What?
Basically grooming them to be sex slaves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Very bad stuff. And they didn't name who it was and stuff like that. Well, in Channel Awesome's response, because the accusation was they knew about this for months and they didn't know. Or they knew about this for months and they didn't do anything about it. So what they did was they put out proof. Mm-hmm. And the proof that they ended up putting out was that the guy who was sexually assaulting women and grooming children was the member that committed suicide. And that was, what was his name, Jew Wario or something like that. I never watched him. I never knew about him until like Doug Walker did a video when they found out he had committed suicide. And a lot of people were shocked. Like, he had this whole message of, accepting who you are, loving who you are, but yet he committed suicide. People were kind of confused, and they basically were sitting there like, well, we don't get it. Well, now they know why he committed suicide, because he had been booted from That Guy with the Glasses, and he basically took his own life to keep from anything coming out. Because what all the victims straight up said was after he committed suicide, they knew he was a martyr and they could never say anything. But after Channel Awesome posted their response and indirectly, because what had happened was they didn't drop names, but they had time date stamps. So basically they lined it up with, okay, who did they remove from the site in February 2013? Oh, it was Jew Wario. Oh shit, it was Jew Wario. And it was one of those things where the community, because there were so many people after he died that did tributes to him, that actually started YouTube channels because of him. That they're like, I want to carry on your work, I want to do stuff in your vein. And when it came out he was sexually assaulting and raping women on top of grooming children, it's like those creators were like, everything I've been doing has been a lie. That is the only time I could ever say somebody's death is now completely null and void and you can't enjoy the content anymore. But it's such a rare thing. I personally think, and honestly, I'll tell you this, going back to the Chester Bennington thing, you noticed it. You were telling me, like, yeah, I've heard some of the songs since his death, and it's very apparent. You had a very hard time getting back to listening to Linkin Park. It's kind of a weird, fucked up therapy was just listening to it. And it was one of those things where, it's going to make you sad. Absolutely. Because you're like, this person's not around anymore, I miss their work. But at the same time, you can still be like, but they still did good work. Despite whatever they were going through or what they were dealing with, they still did what they could no matter what. So I don't know. That's just kind of something that's been weighing on my mind. I figured you guys would have interesting opinions. I just wanted to get the serious shit out of the way, because we ended with the depressing, serious part last time. I don't want to end on a sad note this time. I kind of want to have it come up from there. So, since Mira and I have been talking a lot, I want to talk about May's new job. It's not her new job. It's her dream job. She watched a video about art restoration. So tell us all about that and why you want that to be your new
I
job.
forgot his name, but apparently there's this guy for a living. He actually restores art. Like, he does this whole process,
Right?
And it's really crazy because you have to be like in the video it was saying like sometimes to touch it up he has to like match the paint because he has to repaint it.
Yeah.
But
I think I've seen that video.
Yeah,
before,
you have to be really precise because you have to make sure the colors are right. You have to use these right materials.
Yeah.
You have to figure out if it's actually dirt and grime or if it's part of a painting. Like, I read a caption on one Instagram photo he took of where this painting, it looks like it's dirt and grime, but it's
that's
actually,
how it was.
it's the paint, like the way the artist painted it in there.
Wow.
He used the color brown for the one part of this painting.
Okay.
But from far away, it looks like it's grime and you have to get it off. But yeah, it was really wild to see, like, just like when he puts the little stuff on it, like how much it takes away the dirt and grime. It's crazy. But apparently, like, he's been doing this for years.
I got a crazy, when I watched the video before, I got this crazy kind of satisfaction watching it. Because it's just, you're watching it and you're just like seeing him touch it up and you're just like, holy shit.
That's like those people that work in like New York City to clean off sidewalks with the high pressure water.
Oh, it's so wild.
That I liked watching too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of like a soothing kind of feeling to watch this thing get, because I like things when they're nice and neat. So seeing like when a sidewalk gets completely cleaned off and it's like nice and clean and neat. There's like nothing. Or when they do graffiti off the walls, like I saw them do it the pressure washer. Yeah, and it got it off the wall. And it was like, it was satisfying to see.
Right.
It's kind of like when Bob Ross peels the stuff from the painting.
Oh yeah.
The peel
the
thing,
tape.
the tape.
Yeah.
That was satisfying to watch too. So just stuff like that. I don't know. The whole art restoration thing was intriguing to me. And
see, peeling the tape is always fun whenever you're painting because it's just like no messes.
Yeah, but the art restoration guy is pretty cool. But yeah, he's been doing it for years. That job.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's also wild the different kinds of paintings. Like he restored the Mona Lisa, right?
I don't know. I didn't go that far as
he
Instagram.
did.
He recently, one of the pictures he took of was a mosaic art piece. Like they had the pieces had fallen off, but they managed to gather it, so he had to put the pieces back on the mosaic.
Oh wow, that's
and then I guess he said he has to use like this substance to stick it back on, like because it had got worn away. Because art doesn't last forever. After years and years of it being displayed, it's gonna like be worn down.
Yeah.
So he had to put like whatever sticky stuff you use for that kind of thing. To put that back on the painting. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Wild.
So yeah, he has lots of stuff, but yeah, he's been doing it for like years. And he was telling, I think, in one Instagram picture, there was this person who wanted a painting restored, but I guess the type of material they used, when you use it, it's like permanent.
Oh shit!
So he can't take it off. So he said, like in his little Instagram comment, that he has to go back to the client and talk with them and like figure out what they're gonna do with that painting because it won't. It's whatever's on that painting now. If he tries to restore it, it won't come off. It'll stay on there forever. So. That's interesting to say.
It also seems really interesting, just the whole fact of like the different ways that you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that kind of thing. Like he's like I said, he's been doing it for years. He probably went to school for this, like some kind of art school. Just to figure it out.
Well, the thing is that like it almost seems like you got to know how the art was made,
and
then vice versa. You got to know how can I restore this
without damaging it.
Yeah, basically,
it's crazy.
Seems pretty wild.
It's probably like art history or something.
Yeah, so
history of keeping that shit clean, dog.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's just interesting to see. Like I have a new Instagram I'm following now.
That's cool.
So that guy.
That just show me all the crazy shit that he ends up.
Later I'll go through it.
Sounds good to me.
Look at more.
So, I want to talk video games for a moment. So, one of them I'm going to talk with you about. The other one, the three of us are going to talk about. So, May, after, 3 or 4 years of Kanan and Chrissy...
Was it 3 or 4 years?
It's been about 3 or 4 years.
Chrissy
kind of told me when I was chatting one night, she was like, I think it's been about, 3 or 4 years. Because I think it was around the time when Realm Reborn came out. But we've taken the dive into Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah.
How have you been enjoying it?
Good. Story's pretty good, even though I've skipped some stuff. Like, sometimes the dialogue, I don't read it. Like, I just glance at it really quick and look and I go, okay, and I just keep going. Because some parts of the story is kind of boring to me.
Well, a lot of the smaller quests.
And I asked, I think, Kanan, when I first played, I said, does, like, when you have to go to pirates in one story. And I'm like, does this really have to do with the story? And he goes, yes. apparently every little thing you do in that story, it's connected somehow. And I'm like, this doesn't.
You mean the pirates that are teaching you how to do a jig?
Yeah.
Oh, the jig pirates.
Apparently, yeah. Well, not those pirates, but there's a main quest where you have to like go to this one pirate port and you have to save this one pirate on this one ship, and it's just, it's like, how does this relate to the story? I didn't get it at first, but apparently it does.
But what you're not going to realize is once you finally get to like Sir Omric, you're going to realize that they're tied to Sir Omric because they're like from the rivaling family that ate country. I don't know what the fuck Sir Omric does.
But yeah,
I have no idea.
But apparently, yeah, somehow that one pirate that was protecting a ship is tied into the story. That's what I'm getting out of it.
I just want to know if I'm going to see more of Mother Mione, because Mother Mione is the one that kind of, because I did the archer route.
Yeah.
Mother Mione is the one that kind of first sends you off to do the initial quests.
I don't know.
You're not an archer.
Because I'm not an archer. I'm an arcanist.
It's empty. So.
I'm an arcanist, so I don't know who Mother Mione is.
You are not a man of culture like me, who is a man of culture. I'm kidding. Yeah, no, but it's like Mother Mione is actually pretty badass. She's like, people are starting to give you shit. It's like, well, only us true people can be archers. You're really going to let an outsider in? And Mother Mione is like, watch your manners. He's still going to be doing great. Go fuck yourself, boys. She's pretty great. I love her. She's really fun. Fun fact, actually, which shout out to Rogues, who says y'all are losers. Which we are. I mean, look at us. No, so aside from like the week or so I played a World of Warcraft when I was like in 7th grade, I've never really played an MMO. I know you've played your fair share of MMOs.
I actually played the Shin Megami Tensei one back when
there was a Shin Megami Tensei one? It
was called Shin Megami Tensei Imagine. And originally, I think Area Games originally had it. And I played it for a little bit. It was really hard, though.
Like all Shin Megami Tensei games.
And then, apparently, they lost the license. It got shut down or something. Then, Atlas, their website, they got the game. Right. But after a while, they shut it down because it wasn't doing well anymore. So I played that. I've almost played, I tried playing, I did play World of Warcraft once. Didn't like it. I played, I don't know if it was Black Desert Online or Area or something. I played Wonder King when that was out. I played Fliff.
The fuck? You're just making up names
now.
No,
these are legit. No, Fliff really isn't.
What the fuck is Fliff?
It's an MMO.
Okay.
I played that. That's Maple Story is still one I still occasionally dabble in. But I was
gonna say, don't forget Maple Story.
No, of course, yeah. That one I'm hardcore. That I played for hardcore a long time.
Right.
Let's see. There's other ones.
May is having a stroke.
There's just other MMOs. Like I dabbled in a lot of MMOs back then because I like MMOs. So I played a bunch of them back in the day. But Maple Story was always the one I always came back to because especially
you tried to get me to play Maple Story.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, I don't like how this plays.
Yeah. But Maple Story, it's because it had the Phantom class, and that's like my favorite class. Before I was actually a cleric because I played with Daniel and everyone else back when we were like in high school / community college. Yeah. That was our go-to thing, so we played that a lot. And then before I just played cleric, and then when the Phantom class came out, which is a character that uses cards to attack, cards and a cane.
So he's literally Yu-Gi-Oh, the MMO character.
Yes, Yu-Gi-Oh, the MMO character. Yes. But when Fandom came out, that's actually when I actually started, because for a while my interest in Maple Story kind of waned a little bit.
Right.
But then the Phantom classes came out, and so I immediately jumped back in.
Wasn't he voiced by Yuri Lowenthal in a short?
For one video.
For like a short or something
for
like
a
that?
video on YouTube, and then they actually changed the voice actor to something else now. I don't know who. But yeah, Phantom is what made me get back into Maple Story, and now occasionally I'll go back into Maple Story just to see how my fandom's doing. I'll play a little bit, but I don't play hardcore as I used to because my computer still lags with Maple Story sometimes.
There you go.
But yeah, I've played a lot of MMOs back in the day. Yeah, Wonder King no longer exists. That got shut down for some reason. I don't remember.
What about Flolf?
What?
Fliff.
So this one apparently it was. What got popular is because they said you could have mounts that fly. That was their tagline to get everyone to play, and apparently it was successful for a while because everybody went and played. Oh, I played Pena Online. That's not an MMO, but that's a multiplayer golf game, with anime people.
Is that like Club Penguin?
No. I never played Club Penguin.
Oh, you know what? The only other MMO I did play.
RuneScape.
Yes, RuneScape. I played RuneScape in middle school, and I have a funny RuneScape story. First time I ever played it, I had some friends, they'd been playing it for a while, and they're like, Greg, you need to play RuneScape. You need to fucking play RuneScape. It's like, it's the greatest game ever. I'm like, alright, cool. So I made my account, started playing RuneScape, started going around, doing all my fun stuff and all that fun shit. And they're like, okay, yeah, follow us. We're going to take you to this area in order to get more XP. And as a foolish fucking scrub lord, I did it. I walked outside the tutorial boundaries, and they fucking slaughtered me immediately and took all of my shit. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can go grab my stuff. I went back to grab my stuff, and nothing was there. So I'm just like in like leather, and I'm like no weapons, and I'm like,
that's the start of
time to punch skeletons again.
Greg is a fool.
I am a fool.
The dot hack game that you got for Christmas. That's the start of it. Someone like pretty much almost tries to kill you and take your shit. But then
that's every MMO experience, though.
But then this high level like guy saves you or something.
That's wild.
I didn't play that much of it.
Right,
what else did I play? I played Digimon. That was another MMO I played. Adventure Quest. Adventure Quest. You know what I'm talking about?
I had a friend who was huge into Adventure Quest.
I don't really know, but there was this online web browser game. It was like an anime MMO. It was actually pretty dang good. I never got very far, but I played it. And it was actually interesting. It's really outdated now, like, because it was made way back in the day. It was like when I was in, like, freaking middle school, high school.
Right, yeah.
But it's outdated now. I don't know if you can even find it anymore. But yeah, there was an anime MMO. I don't remember the name, but I played, and it was crazy. And I was like, what the heck? So yeah, I played a lot of MMOs in my time.
Does Gaia Online count as an MMO?
Gaia Online
no, but they had Oh My God as the game on there.
Oh My God.
That no longer exists. But yeah, I played Gaia Online for many years.
That no longer exists?
Yeah, they canceled it ages ago.
What?
Yeah, they took it out.
This shows you how long I've logged in.
Yeah. Yeah, and then people tried to make it come back. Never worked. It's because they got rid of it because I guess the guy who originally like made Oh My God left. So they're like, well, what's the point of keeping it? So they got rid of it. I remember because when I played, there was a glitch I exploited this glitch in the game, but then they eventually found out and patched it. It was basically, the glitch was, you do this one quest, and you keep talking to this girl, and every time you talk, she gave you a reward. It was a ring. And you kept doing it and doing it and doing it, and then you could sell the rings or whatever for money.
Yes.
I kept doing that glitch. Then eventually they patched it because I figured it out.
Damn.
But yeah, I did that glitch. But yeah, I never beat Oh My God. It was too hard after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
So, compared to all those other MMOs, how have you been enjoying 14?
It's good. Like I said, I like the story, although there are some parts of the story that make me go, what? Why is this part of the story? Otherwise, yeah, it's like a Final Fantasy game that I've played. I like Final Fantasy in general. I mean, I always wanted to play 11, but I never did because I was a kid with no job. Yeah. And 11 was another MMO. It's still going. I looked it up. 11 is still going. It's still $13 a month. But yeah, you just can't play it on the PS2 or Xbox anymore. You have to play it on PC.
On PC, that's what I thought.
But yeah, 11 is still going after like 13 years.
That's wild.
I could not believe
People still thoroughly love 11.
Yeah, that's why they said the reason why they keep making it or keep going with it is because people still go. So they said as long as people keep playing it, they'll keep working on it. But 14 is the hot shit right now.
I would say, like, aside from my brief brushes with MMOs, I hit a point where I'm just like, I don't think MMOs are ever going to be for me. But what I realized is because I didn't really have friends to play these games with. Yeah. And what I've noticed playing 14, I'm having a fucking blast playing the game.
Yeah, the thing is with MMOs, it's more enjoyable if you have friends.
You gotta have friends playing.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm that type of person that I used to play MMOs a lot of the time with nobody. Like I would just do it, but I'm that person that rather at times. If there's a quest I want to do in an MMO, it's optional. You have to have a party. I won't do it. If I don't have anybody, I'm just that one weird person. I will play an MMO by myself like for years if I have to, because I just don't like talking with random strangers.
Well, generally I'm kind of a single player campaign guy, so generally I've kind of been like, I just want to play a game on my own. I don't want to have to play with other people. But playing with like you, me, Ken, and Chrissy, Suya, it's like we got our own little squad together and we're hanging out playing. It's been a lot more fun. Yeah. I mean, also because they've been helping us level up, like, don't get me wrong. But just the fact that, like, they've been wanting us to play for, like, years, and we're finally playing it, and it's like, there's such an enthusiasm. Oh my god, you're finally playing! Let's do this, let's get you there. You know, Kanan's helping me with the rogue shit and all that other fun stuff. And, yes, Robit, MMOs are for losers. Why do you think we're playing them?
I was going to say, Robit, you already called us losers anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised he's not excited for that Fallout one. Isn't there
Fallout 76? Yeah.
Isn't that an MMO?
That is an MMO, and he is very excited.
So I guess he's a
that
loser
just means
technically
he has
too.
to get friends to play.
Oh yeah, he just needs.
But yeah, but I know it's like 14 is one MMO. Like I don't mind teaming up with people. It just takes a long time. Like especially for dungeons, you have to have parties.
That's what I was
like,
hearing.
This one dungeon I was doing, like you can do it by yourself.
But it's probably harder.
You can't beat it by yourself because it's against Ifrit. Because I tried it by myself.
Not very excited. Still gonna get it.
It's Fallout. He's always gonna.
But yeah, with Ifrit, it was a battle against him. You can't do it by yourself. I tried it 3 times.
I get you.
You have to have party people because you have to have like someone healing you, and then you have to have other people attacking it. So it's.
You mean you're just gonna have 4 tanks go in and?
You can't. Well, I mean,
Bethesda has me by the balls.
There you
sounds
go.
like me with Square Enix.
Yeah, right.
Or you with AS.
Yeah, we're such cuckolds to AS.
Oh no, that's me with Aniplex. Anytime they do anything for Go
or Atlas,
I'll play that. Oh, Atlas, yeah.
Atlas for Go. Yeah,
Atlas. With Persona 5 specifically, they'll do it. I'll buy it.
Dude, I straight up I was so sick of Persona 4, but with Persona 5, I'm like drive it into the ground and inject it in my veins. Let's go. Yeah. I love P5 so much. But anyway.
But yeah, with MMOs, like especially these dungeons, like you can do them by yourself. Like some of the dungeons I've gone, you can do by yourself. It'll just take a very long time because there's multiple components. The Ifrit one, though, don't even try by yourself. You won't win.
You'll die.
You get they give you 60, 70 minutes. After 5 minutes, because I kept dying, I quit. And I waited for Kanan to come on. Right. And got other people to run the dungeon with me. They call it a dungeon. But yeah, so that's my advice to you. Don't do it by yourself.
Regret.
I regret everything.
Yeah, just don't do it by yourself.
I totally get you.
But otherwise, 14's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
But I don't feel like a fake fan anymore. Every time I see art or I see videos of 14, I would share it and I'd be like, this is so cute. I like this a lot.
I'm happy that I finally found an MMO that I can get into.
But internally, I'm like, I don't play 14. But now I do, so.
I'm excited. Yeah. I love it. I love it a lot.
I like the classes. I like the classes.
Classes are really good. I like the whole jobs. I like the job system, the way that you could just switch.
Oh yeah, I like that too. You can switch to any job. You're not stuck with just one.
I really like that.
Switch between. Say if you want I know Kanan. He's like a rogue, a black mage, a red mage. He's all these stuff, and it almost seems like
it adds length to the game because if you finish up the main story and you've done your class quests and your job quests for this specific class and job, you could be like, all right, well, let me see what the black mage is all about. And you can do all the quests for black mage.
And I noticed in 14, if you do a dungeon, if they need a certain class, you can just switch to that class if you have it.
Yeah.
And help that person out.
Be like, hey, do we have any white mages? And you'd be like, well, I'm a level. It's like, say you're level 30, I'm a level 18 white mage, so it's I can at least do that. Mm-hmm. So that's fun. Yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Same.
Something else I've really been enjoying, which actually, if you hear kind of some of the rasp in my voice, is because I was literally screaming at my TV because of some shit that went down. I've been playing Detroit Become Human. So I'm going to say this right now. I don't want to go into spoiler discussion yet. I do want to talk about that. I do want to talk about spoilers for the game once I finish playing the game, once you're finished watching me play the game.
You don't want to do spoilers up until where you are now?
We could.
I mean, May's already played it.
I mean, do we want to?
I don't really mind.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. So, I mean, it's not going to help for anyone who's watching live.
I would do a video on it.
You do a video on it? Robert says Detroit Become Deviant. Yeah.
That's pretty
that's basically
the summary.
That's basically the game. Yeah, you're right.
I think you piqued his interest.
Detroit Become Deviant. No, so because there's not many people on the live part right now. There's gonna be a time code at the bottom of the podcast. We're gonna go ahead and we'll talk spoilers up to where we're at right now. If you don't want to hear spoilers and you're watching this on YouTube, they'll be right at the right in the description. Will be the first thing there. You can see where you can go to avoid the spoilers for Detroit Become Human. But I do want to talk about it a lot because I have been playing that game and I've got some opinions. They're good opinions. They're very good opinions. So you've already beaten the game.
Of course, yeah.
You beat the game first. We bought it.
Took me, I think, maybe 3 or 4 days.
3 or 4 days, yeah. I know you were marathoning that game.
Yep, because that's all I did was play it.
So I originally was going to play 14 tonight, but then I hit a certain point in the game where I think Connor is legit dead.
We goofed.
I think I fucked up big time because I wanted to save my boy Hank. and he got shot up and he's fucking dead. And like, you're sitting there giving me this weird shifty look of like, well, you just need to keep playing. And I'm like,
that's because you
I know.
That's
what I'm saying. I'm just sitting there like, I know he's for sure dead, but my brain is like, I hope he's not actually dead.
You gotta finish the story.
Rip Connor says right.
Yeah, Rip Connor. I thought if I was going to get anyone killed, because I'm kind of going the more bad route for Marcus, it was going to be Marcus. And you were the one that cursed it. You said, no, you're probably going to kill Connor at some point. And what fucking happens? I kill Connor.
That's the choices you've been making so far.
What do you mean? Like, I've been trying to, like, talk to Hank because I love him.
I meant for anybody in general, like, playing the
so
choice
what,
you make.
Marcus's stuff affects Connor?
No, I'm just saying, like, just because Greg's playthrough is so drastically different from mine, because he's, like, the whole...
I'm not happy that I killed Connor.
I know you're not happy.
I'm not. Like, I literally thought as Marcus shooting... Or killing the guard while we were stealing the supplies, and then shooting the employee as he left. I was like, Marcus is going to fucking die. I'm like, he is fucked. He is dead. And then the whole thing with Connor happens, and I'm going to interrogate the guy. I'm all like bleeding out, put my core back in. I'm running through. I didn't see all the shit going on. I just see attack, which I'm like, oh, that's totally going to kill me. And I see save Hank. I'm all, let me save my boy Hank. And he gets gunned down and killed. And at the end of the thing, there was a skull, and Hank is like, oh, god damn it. And I'm just like...
Well, because the thing, too, is, like, the first time that we could have saved Hank, his survival probability was, like, in the 80%.
Oh, yeah,
this
when
time
he's
it
hanging
was
on the
40%.
roof.
Yeah.
So we're just like,
I was just like,
no.
I don't want him to... Because here's the thing. I bet you, if I had gone after the Deviant, Hank could have died. And I'm just like...
He would have probably killed everybody.
Probably. Yeah. At some point, he could have killed everybody.
Because it was Connor bringing Hank down to the floor, I think, that saved Hank.
Yes.
Because everyone else that was standing got shot up.
Yep.
So I feel like you probably could have killed everybody if you had just run straight.
I'm so fucking angry. Oh my god. And then I'm having fucking paranoid tendencies with Kara and Alice because I don't want anything to happen to either one of those two. Because they already had a lot of shit go down. I was freaking the fuck out when you're tied up, right? And you're getting drilled into with the reset. And it's like you're trying to fucking it's like you're trying to short circuit something, and I pulled the wrong cord.
You pulled the yellow one.
I pulled the yellow one first, which fucked something up, and then I pulled the green cord. It knocked it over.
At least you got the cords. I couldn't even do that. Like I tried,
and then I kicked something down.
Yeah, I looked everywhere to stop the machine. It didn't work. I ran out of time.
It took a while for the prompt to come up, and he had to look at it.
It was
like I was looking everywhere. Like I could not figure out. So I just let it happen because I was like, I can't figure it out.
Yeah, it was so tense. And then I'm sitting
like he said,
there,
everything affects everything.
Everything affects everything.
I'm just loving the fact that he's like, oh, that part.
And then it's like, then you gotta like jog your memory, and I'm just like, then you get that time limit.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh
this
fuck.
This is too stressful.
Yeah, I literally was just like, I can't do this. I'm like, because I'm like, I cannot allow anything to happen to her. I cannot. She's suffered enough.
All I'm gonna tell you right now is you get later on.
Yep,
parts
I knew it.
Yeah, as you get later on in the game with Car and Alice, there's some things you have to be careful because if you pick the wrong option, something can happen. So I'm just gonna say you have to be very careful towards the end.
I'm very concerned.
All I'm gonna say.
Robert says, you know who the best character is? Sumo.
Sumo
is a great dog.
The funniest thing was when Connor broke into Hank's house.
Okay, I want to tell this story. So you didn't actually ring the doorbell a second time.
Nope.
So you walk up to Hank's house, you knock on the door, you ring the doorbell, and it's like, find a way in. There's the option, because I was looking right at it, ring the doorbell. So it's like, the first one, he goes, you know, and then it's like nothing. So the second time, he goes, for like a good 5-10 seconds, and then lets go, and he's like, there's no answer. It's like, Connor, I swear.
I'm just sitting there like, Hank is gonna shoot you in the face.
She's like, yeah,
gonna make him angry.
Hank's gonna fucking kill you. And then you go to the side of the fucking house, and you see Hank passed out, and you're like, he literally drank himself under the table.
He did.
And you just, boom, break the window.
RoboCop it.
I love the little quirk where he jumps through the window and he kind of trips when he gets on the ground, and he's like, and then he finally gets up. His bitch slap to wake Hank up too was so good. I was like, I love you do the whole analysis, and we already know it's like he's just drunk. He's like, he blacked out drunk. He's just fucking drunk, and it's all, hey, wake up, sir, wake up, slap, wake up, Lieutenant Anderson.
It's the bitch slap of life all over again.
Quite literally, another bitch slap of life. Oh man.
What?
It was the D&D reference when my cleric passed out and his character.
I literally bitch slapped her
me.
back awake. Yeah.
Because he rolled a nat 20.
I rolled a natural 20 on trying to wake her up, and Kanan was like, "You slap her across the face and bring her back to consciousness." And I'm just like, he literally did a bitch slap of life right back into his face.
Bitch slaps fix all my problems.
Basically. Oh man.
But no, Sumo's great. When Connor gets in the house, it's like, I'm here to save your owner.
Yeah,
Sumo
right.
just walks off.
Sumo's just like, oh yay. I love
Work.
the fact that anytime Connor rolls up anywhere, he always says the fucking,
Oh,
my name is Connor.
I'm an android
Sent by Cyberlife.
No, I think the funniest thing was the eating club, and you were having Connor look at the the male android.
I'm gonna look at that male android, and fucking Hank turns around and goes, "Connor, the fuck you doing?" And I was like,
You
sorry.
had him look at the male android.
I did.
Too.
I
You made
did.
him a little gay.
It just made Connor just a tad bit gay, but now he's dead.
And Hank's expense account.
Oh, poor Hanks. I want to see, because technically that was on his, like, I'm assuming this is how it went down. This is my creative quote. This is my fan fiction, if you will.
Oh no.
So at the end of every month, the police department, related to their cases, they have expense documents, because where I work, they relate to expense documents and stuff like that. Robot says, can't be gay if you're dead. Oh.
I mean, you could be gay before you're dead.
That's very true. But it's one of those things.
You looked around.
It's one of those things where, it gets to the end of the month, the expense report comes in, the police chief is all, Hank, let me see you in my office. What's with this $2,000 worth of Android hookers that you paid for? And it's like, we were doing the case at Eden, and
we can't reimburse you for this, Hank. Sorry.
This is coming out of your paycheck. He's like, God damn it. I love the whole...
Connor, if you weren't dead, I would bring you back and kill you.
He's going to bring Connor back to life just to kill him.
Reactivate him for 2 minutes. Scare the fuck out of him. Slap him across the face. Look what you did to my wallet.
Yeah. Spent all this money. I'm not having any fun. Dude. Oh, man. But if this game has proven anything to me, it's David Cage can kind of write a competent story. For the most part.
I want donuts.
I want donuts. Rip Robit. Never forget. No, because, okay, so here's my history with David Cage games. Not played Indigo Prophecy / Fahrenheit. I played through Heavy Rain. I liked it until the plot twist, and then it kind of... The story kind of fell apart for me.
That's where I would argue that I thought it was good. Like, I didn't expect that plot twist.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, when it first hit, I was like, oh shit. But then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Jason!
That was me with Until Dawn. I thought it was good until it got to the one plot twist.
The one that goes,
and then I was like, this isn't good anymore. Now I'm not in suspense anymore.
See, that made it creepy for me, because I'm sitting there like, if you know the history about Wendigos, those things are fucking terrifying.
Here's the thing, once again, I know Wendigos don't exist. That's why it didn't scare me anymore. I was like, oh, this shit ain't real.
So it was more scarier for you when you thought it was a guy chasing you
because
around,
I know murderers exist, and murderers, they will kill you. They don't care.
Wake me up before you Wendigo go.
But
God damn it.
But Wendigos, I know they don't exist. Now, it's a whole nother matter. Like, if I was playing a game and all of a sudden there's, like, ghosts and shit, then I'd be freaked out, because...
So, like, so your issue was they didn't initially establish the fact that there was a supernatural
Yeah,
issue.
they established that it was just a murder on a mountain, and that's what got me freaked out, because I'm like, oh my god, murders, they could be anywhere.
Right,
yeah, some guy could just, be up in the mountains because he's crazy as shit and want to kill people for going up there. But yeah, once the whole Wendigo thing appeared, I was like, okay, this isn't scary anymore, because Wendigos don't fucking exist.
See,
it took me out of it, the story. I was like, okay, now it's fake.
And then my issue with Heavy Rain was, as I'm thinking more and more about Shelby being the origami killer, the more and more I'm thinking about that, the more and more his whole story makes no fucking sense. Because it's like, how is he having all of this time to go off and kill all these people, but at the same time be investigating everything, and nobody has a fucking clue?
Because I think they explained the name is okay. So to like kidnap boys and like have their fathers do it, he has to wait till it rains. So there's like gaps in between. So when, you know, the dads don't do the mission right and they die, he's going back. He's gathering the evidence. This is like different times. It's not all in one go.
But the way the story tells it, it just...
I know.
It's such a poor way to tell that story.
But pretty much that's how he's able to do all this stuff.
Right.
Like, is he has to wait till it rains, like, really heavily. Hence, heavy rain.
Heavy rain, yeah.
And then, you know, he has to wait for the next rain to come, so that's why he's able to go and pick up the evidence when the dads die, because they don't do the trial in time, or they don't do it right. So it's like a time period. And, of course, nobody suspects him because he's dressed like an investigator. You would never know. So hence why when I played it and I found out he was the killer, that's why it shocked me, because I never knew. I never, like, when you first play, you don't see those little hints till you replay it. Then you realize all along, oh, it was him. He was doing this. He was doing the investigation because he was hiding the evidence, but disguising it as investigations.
It's like a Saw level twist for her.
Yeah.
It's like, there are sometimes whenever we first saw the movies, that we like when we're younger and first seeing it, there's like a few of them we don't catch on to right away, and then at the very end when they're recapping everything, you're just like, oh shit, now it makes more sense. I don't know. To me, the story, I mean, it's not that it's a bad game, it's just the ending.
And we've talked about this numerous times, is my issue was I just started thinking about it too much, and I didn't leave it at face value. Because when I started thinking about it too much was when I went, well, okay, no, wait, that doesn't make sense, and then that doesn't make sense, and then I'm picking it apart.
I think that's the thing with this game. It's just you aren't supposed to think about it way too hard, because
you're supposed to just take it at face value and be like,
oh! There wasn't anything extra to it. You know?
I think that's how I've been with Detroit, too. Like, every little detail, I'm just sitting there like, oh god, this is gonna fuck it up. The camera's watching you.
That's the thing, too. Like,
it's
okay,
fuck you
there,
up.
I will say, I'm not gonna guess, but there is one instance where you're playing this one part. If you do decide to do this one part in the game, you do have to disable the camera, because I didn't do it, and it fucked me over a little bit. Otherwise, like, when you play it, little things, like, that's what you don't think about, because it's, like, it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Certain levels, like, you see cameras, but it won't affect anything. Like, just, you can't, with this game, you can't think about it way too hard. You just have to,
I feel like it kind of,
you can't get paranoid, I should say, like, about every little thing.
My thing is that anyone who could possibly have a plot twist is shrouded in mystery anyways, so I would kind of not see anything coming. Which is why I'm kind of concerned, because Connor's dead now, and so, like, what the fuck happens with, like, I mean, obviously there's, like, with Hank and stuff, but I'm like, he has these ties to, like, Amanda, and she's the shadiest bitch I've ever seen in that fucking game. I also don't really trust Jericho. I don't know why. When I first got into Jericho, I was like, something is... Aside from the, like, oh, we can't just hide thing, I was like, no, there's something bigger, and it has to do with that fucking Oracle woman with the opened up head.
Oh, her, okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, she's shady. I don't like her.
I will just say, like, when you go towards the end of the game, you will get all your questions answered.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll answer... Right. It'll answer all your questions. You'll find out who Amanda really is, you know, Jericho, what's the whole thing with that Oracle woman, etc., etc.
See, I feel like with Jericho, it's probably just because we make too many mentions of the Matrix.
We're overthinking it, yeah.
I say you probably could do that too as well, because I mean, I never watched The Matrix, so when I played it, I was like, oh, Jericho, okay, it's a place.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Zion.
Especially because, like, with Marcus, they keep saying, well, maybe you're the one we've been waiting for.
Yes, I'm like, this is a Neo! It's a Neo situation, yeah.
Later on, you'll find out what they mean, why they're telling him that. You'll find out.
You're going to rearrange Marcus's name, and it says the one. And
no, it's just going to say RA9 in there. So.
Oh, that's what it's going to be!
Making the reference to RA9. I love the ending.
Well, we do not know what the ending is.
Well, it depends, because there's, like, multiple endings to this game.
So I want to say that, like, I'm thoroughly invested in this game, and unless it pulls some bullshit at the end of the game...
it depends on what ending you get.
No, I mean, okay, but if the ending is, like, grounded... Like, if all of a sudden, at the end of the game, they're like, Everything was fake. They were all aliens in a reality TV show.
I'll just tell you,
this is not a Silent Hill.
They won't.
game.
Yeah, I'll say they're not gonna pull that Silent Hill bullshit. I will tell you that for a fact.
It was the dog the whole time.
It was Sumo.
It was Sumo. He created RA9.
Can we make that ending?
Yeah, right? It was the dog the whole time. There's aliens. Aliens.
But no, like, I'm so paranoid about that game because they always have that Big Brother aspect of, like, especially with the Android, it's like they can be tracked anywhere, and it's just like there's elements of Big Brother everywhere. So anytime I see a camera going on,
Orwellian.
I'm like, you need to take it out. They're gonna track.
It's very
you.
Orwellian, very 1984.
It was Pompidou.
It was Pompidou.
Who's Pompidou?
He was the dog in Life is Strange.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No, it was
the one that's like everyone save the dog.
Oh, that's right.
We were thoroughly. I'm thoroughly loving this game. Now, I didn't have to experience Beyond Two Souls, which is why you were at first hesitant of playing Detroit Become Human, because you did not like Beyond Two Souls. I didn't like
the second half of Beyond Two Souls. The first half was great.
Yeah.
The second half, I don't remember when what part I got to that I just started getting bad, but I just got to this one part. I'm like, man, this game is just not good anymore.
I will argue that the only complaint I will level against Detroit is Robin says, but Beyond Two Souls was the thing.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe is what I've heard is Willem Dafoe is the only reason to play that game.
Yeah, it's the only good reason to play that game.
And he was the villain too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the villains are the better characters.
Like, honestly, if anything, don't even buy it, just go watch it on YouTube. Watch a playthrough on YouTube, because it's not worth playing. It's just too convoluted.
I think it was free on PSN, and even then I didn't even download it.
It's just convoluted. The way David Cage put the story together on purpose, that it's not in order, I didn't like it. It just...
Craig's only complaint with Detroit is Rip Connor.
Yeah, basically.
That's also May's complaint, too.
Anyway, so my only complaint that I've had about Detroit Become Human thus far is there are a couple of the Jericho sections that just kind of dragged a little bit.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I understand it's going to be important, but at the same time, I'm kind of just sitting there like, okay, can we get on? Like, okay, when we were in the building and we were executing the plan, that was exciting. When we were actually sitting there getting the supplies, that was exciting. But all like the downtime shit and like the whole mission where you're just on the ship, I get that was an important thing for Marcus, which I found it really funny that Connor immediately... I just realized another thing. Oh. With Connor dead, he never stated who the identity was of Marcus.
Dun dun dun.
Holy fuck!
I think Marcus might get away with it now.
Oh no! What if Marcus is the only one that survives?
Don't say that.
I don't want that to be the answer.
If Kara dies, I'm literally quitting.
Yeah, I'm done. I can't.
I'm not even playing, but I'm quitting.
I'm already angry that I killed Connor. We'll tell. I know I'm gonna have this game beat by the time episode 3 comes around of the podcast. We're gonna have words to discuss. But yeah, so I didn't get to suffer through Beyond Two Souls, but I am thoroughly loving Detroit Become Human. It's stressing me the fuck out, and I love it. In fact, after the podcast, I'm gonna go play more. So it's a lot of fun. I'm digging it. 10 out of 10. I'll tell you my only other complaint about Detroit. It's not even a complaint with the game itself. The AI at the beginning of the game scares the ever-living
See, I just got thrown off because, here's the thing, she never did that with me. She only gave me a survey, and then something happened at the very end where she asked me something. See, because I left my PS4 on, like, I got to the menu, I didn't even quit the game. Because I don't know if you knew you could do that. Right. You actually can save a game, and you go to the menu, and you can put your PS4 to sleep. If you wake it back up, and you go back to the game, it'll leave you off where you left off. That's what I did Persona 5 a lot.
See, like, with his, it was just like he was booting the game up and he set the controller down.
Yeah, that's why, because he's turning it on and off. See, I never did that. Right. I left it on purpose because I was like, well, I'm going to come back to it. Why would I turn it off?
And he's, like, checking his phone before he starts playing.
The biggest thing happened today. So, this morning, I'm cooking up my lunch and turn on the game. I'm just leave it on the menu, babe. Let's sit down. All of a sudden, I hear from the TV, there's corruption on your saved game file. Your save game is corrupted. And I'm like, what?
You, like, run from the
I literally run and I hear, just kidding. I'm like...
It's It's the Batman PTSD.
It really was.
What?
There were, in one of the games.
It was
like,
there
was a scarecrow
Arkham
thing.
Asylum, if I remember correctly.
Was that Asylum? Get wrecked, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, in one of the Batman games, there's kind of a scare with the character Scarecrow.
Crow?
Like he messes with your game, and it looks like the game is crashing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it reboots, and like you're what are you playing as the Joker or something? And like Batman is the one.
Yes. Yeah.
Say, there's an old GameCube game that does that to you too. Like,
is that Eternal Darkness?
I think where it freaks you out because it thinks like it erased your save file, it messes with the sound, everything.
Oh yeah, it's like it
Or
takes
like
control of the menu and deletes everything.
Yeah.
Or like Psycho Mantis.
Robot said get dunked on.
Oh yeah.
I got dunked
Apparently though, I think if you play the original PlayStation though, if you like take out your memory card or something, you can go bypass that. Like you can still leave your controller plugged in. It's when you leave your memory card in, like you have to switch it to the second controller port. Blah 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 blah. I don't remember, but I remember that. And then in Metal Gear Solid. But anywho.
Yeah, it was. So that happened, and there was another thing that happened with you, man.
It happened to you later too.
It did, but I was expecting it. You weren't expecting it this time.
Wait, what?
It was the controller thing.
Wait, you were how was you expecting it, not her?
Well, because I was in the room watching it.
Because it already had happened before, and it happened again.
Oh, really? Oh, she didn't.
Yeah, the first time it happened with me. The controller was set on the table. He had gone back into the kitchen. I think maybe you were getting a drink or something.
Getting something to drink or something along those lines.
But the AI was like, we need to perform a test on your controller. And then all of a sudden it started vibrating and moving across the table. And I'm just like, no! She's like, the test is complete.
You're just like, fuck everything.
You came back in there and you're like, what did it do? And I'm just like, no, we're throwing that out.
I just hear Mira going, I'm in the other room and I hear Mira go, oh, what the fuck?
Because I was sitting there like, okay, what are they going to do? Are they going to bring up some sort of thing on the screen like you're pressing buttons or something? But then I hear a noise on the table and I look and I see the controller moving across the table. I'm like, nope, done.
There are demons in this house.
Okay, moved. Okay.
The controller is still bugged. He just comments on on your lack of memory.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a way you can actually, if you play it, you can like still do the first control where you have to do something though. But it's been a long time since I've played.
No, yeah.
I see you play Castlevania.
I see you play Castlevania, yeah. It's one of the wildest mind fucks in that game. But anyway, so to all the people coming back here, we're done with the Detroit Become Human spoilers and spoiling other games for now. I'm thoroughly loving the game. That android scares the fuck out of me in the fucking menu. Oh, and then like its choice of like the Martin Luther King quote.
I can't remember the whole thing. It's that if a man doesn't find something to live for or fight for or something,
he doesn't truly live or something like that.
It's something like that, yeah.
It's like, that's a quote from Martin Luther King. I thought you liked that. And then, so here's the ominous thing. Before what had happened, because we're out of the spoiler section, before what had happened this last time, when I booted up the game, it says, you have control over 4 characters, all of which can die. Mm-hmm. Mind yourself. And I'm like, why are you saying this now? And then what happened happened.
Know that, so be careful.
Yeah, I just thought you should know that. I'm like, why are you telling me this now? I already know this. Why are you telling me this?
Well, who's the 4th one? It's
no, it's 3.
It's like it's
I thought you said 4.
It's Connor, Marcus, and Kara.
All of them can die, so be careful.
I'm just all, this ominous ass android.
This
bitch, literally. I'm just like, what?
You find out her name later.
Oh, really?
Oh, she does have a name?
Yeah, you find out later. In the same section of that dude I was telling you about, it looks like Greg.
Oh boy.
I'm excited for you to get to this guy because I want you to see this guy.
The androids may be trying to overtake society, but the future is still good because we learned about Uber Eats. That was the best transition I had into Uber Eats. So we recently learned about Uber Eats, and we had one of the greatest moments happen. It was last Saturday, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we come back, we're hanging out at the mall, come back, we're chilling. All of a sudden, you got it in your head, you're like, man, McNuggets sound really good.
I was shocked.
You're like, wow, I'm shocked. And I'm like, yeah, McNuggets sound good. And then you pop your head out because you had just gotten 14, right? I want to say because, I was
I was playing, I was playing on my other computer. Yeah.
And you were like sitting there, you're like, okay, yeah, no, that sounds good. And I'm like, you popped your head out, you're just like, nuggets sound really good. So I'm all like, but I don't want to go. And I'm like, what about Uber Eats? And then we had 60 McNuggets sent to us, and originally 2 McFlurries, but the McFlurry machine was still broken, so they gave us 13 cookies. delivered to our house. And I walk out and our upstairs neighbors are just dying of laughter the whole time. And I'm all like, dude, you see this? They fucking delivered 60 McNuggets and like the future's awesome. They're just dying. You're like, dude, that's...
I think they're just pointing at you and being like, these white kids down here
like,
are way
these
too excited.
white motherfuckers
Are way too excited about Uber Eats.
I mean, if you have McDonald's delivering nuggets to, or it's Uber delivering it to you, but if you have somebody delivering McNuggets to you, I mean, the future is fucking awesome, dude. We had barbecue delivered to us today. That shit was bomb. Oh my fucking god, dude, the future, I don't know. What a time to be alive, right, man? What a fucking time to be alive. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. What's your favorite part about the future right now?
In the future?
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats.
VRs to play my games in real
VR
time.
is actually
I'm on my way.
So that
we already ate the barbecue.
so that I can be closer with my games, so to speak.
She just wants to fuck her husbandos.
Yes, exactly. That's why I want to be in VR. Yes.
She wants to stick her dick in all her husbandos.
She hopes Dramatical Murder is on VR.
Dramatical Murder VR.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because the route's never gonna happen. So.
Ooh. Mira, what's your favorite part about the future?
I don't know, man. Uber Eats is actually
is actually one of my favorite things about the future. What else?
Because remember, I came from a town small enough that we didn't need an Uber. We didn't need Lyft.
I'm excited for when they get Postmates out here because I want someone to deliver me a bottle of wine and a 6-pack of beer.
I thought Postmates was already a thing.
It is,
I
but
know DeFranco plugs
but it varies per city.
Oh, per city. Oh.
Yeah, so it's like it could be out in LA, but come out to
out
Inland
here.
Empire, they probably don't have it.
Oh, okay.
We should close the blinds.
So, yeah, we should probably close the blinds. Do you want me to go
Right
ahead? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's do it.
I don't like them open this late.
I got it.
I totally get you.
I get paranoid.
No, I don't get you. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me.
Yep.
I get no privacy.
Not one
Like
song.
in Detroit?
At least we're not Detroit!
Wait, what?
Not Detroit!
What?
That's a video about Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Oh.
We've had construction since 1864. And their economy is based on LeBron James. It's a video.
Uber Eats isn't available here and it makes me sad.
Rips, sad reacts.
Wherever
only
he
my
lives.
dudes. Sad reacts only my dudes. But yeah, the future is awesome. I fucking love the future. So last podcast we did a thing where we tried where I went through some hard times articles and stuff like that. It was all right. I mean, I don't think anyone can fully enjoy hard times like I do because I love me some good satire. Now that being said, we got a couple articles. There's one that's just a headline that we read that's pretty wild. I'll just read the headline and then I'll go to the main one. So we saw this when we were getting ready for the podcast. Woman kills husband at Walmart in front of 3 children. Cops say. And it's like this mugshot. And it's like a woman met her estranged husband at a Louisiana... Of course it's Louisiana.
Oh, I was about to be like, where is it?
At a Louisiana Walmart, then shot him dead in the presence of their 3 children, police said Saturday. The victim died of gunshot wounds.
Which is funny because, like, his name is being withheld, but at the same time, they released the name of the wife. All you gotta do is Google it, probably.
Probably.
And you can find his name.
So there's public records, especially if like it's an estranged couple.
Especially if it's like a marriage license. Those things are public record.
Right. So, but this leads me to the main event. So, this came up on my newsfeed the other day. And I don't know who any of these people are. I legitimately don't know.
I recognize the last name Cyrus, but I don't know if it's the same.
No, it's a completely unrelated to the Cyruses that are super popular.
Okay.
So...
Wait, so this isn't legit?
No, this is
It's just
a legit.
the Cyrus one.
Alt press is like an alternative rock, hardcore.
These are
like,
legit articles.
This is a legit article.
Okay.
This came across my fucking newsfeed, and I saw it. Then I read the article, and I was like,
"Who's Adam Siska? Who's Adam Siska?
What do you?"
Where are you looking?
Oh, he's from The
apparently-
Academy Is.
Apparently, they're emotional about it.
Because The Academy Is hasn't been around for like ages. I mean,
I don't remember the Academy.
their bass player came up and played with Fall Out Boy at their hometown show.
I only know Fall Out Boy.
So, everyone's freaking the fuck out about that. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty crazy. So,
anyway,
I read this article and it made me happy that my cringiest of breakups were never in the public light.
Did they break up over a meme? Is that what they were saying?
Quite literally. So, I'm not going to show it because the meme itself could get us kicked off of YouTube.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
And Twitch. Mm-hmm. But the
just a
meme,
link to
but
the
the meme that broke these two up.
I'm curious what the meme is.
You're not ready. It's so good.
We'll just link that article in the description.
We'll link the article in the description so people watching on YouTube can follow on. But the article reads, Lil Xan and Noah Cyrus's breakup is the most emo thing of 2018. Updated! Oh,
no.
Fuck, there's an update.
Updated on the 6th.
Oh, shit, this got updated.
Well, when was the last time you read it?
When it first came out on the... Came out on the 6th.
It was updated
at 1:30.
It was updated later.
I'm just curious what this meme is.
Okay.
Is it a scroll down to the meme?
The original post from the 5th. Chances are we've all had our fair share of messy breakups. You or your partner may have said something you'll regret, whether it's via text message or social media. Singer Noah Cyrus and rapper Lil Xan are no exception, and their breakup might just be the most emo thing we've seen all year. The couple are no longer together, and may be a result of a meme, but not the VMAs-inspired ones you're probably thinking of. The drama started over the weekend as Lil Xan, a.k.a. Diego Llanos, took to his Instagram stories and revealed he felt like he was being cheated on, and bad things always happen to the good guys. That's how you already know. That's how you already know who you're dealing with, is when they call themselves the good guy. They're not a fucking good guy.
I'm just laughing at the screenshot.
So he's going to be an asshole from now on. There it is. I feel like... So this is from his IG story. I feel like I'm probably being cheated on. It says, bad things always happen to the good guys, so I'm going to be an asshole now if you ain't gang. Oh, this hurts reading.
Their Instagram name. Rob wants to see the meme.
That's what I want. I want to know what this meme is.
So,
Rob, we'll link it to you.
Xan continues to vent to his followers, stating, yo, it hurts so fucking bad. You think you know somebody, then you just get used. Literally, my whole life is just being used. I'm not going to go through playing all the shit. Cyrus shared a photo with producer DJ OK Sunday afternoon, which seems to have prompted Xan's reaction as he shared the screenshot with the two. This is the picture. Call me whatever, but if you... Sorry, it says... If you my girl...
You ain't touching no dude like that. Sorry, aha. Okay.
Alright. Shortly after, Xan took to his stories again to announce a video of the former couple's track Live or Die, which they did a song together, which is always the nail in the coffin, because Halsey and G-Eazy did a song together, and they were a couple for over a year, and then they broke up. However, their breakup was amicable. We just want to focus on our career. We respect and care about each other, but we're just moving on. It wasn't like he's cheating on me. It's not this bullshit. It was just we respectfully broke up, and we hope that each other does well in the future. In fact, I think like G-Eazy said on Twitter, is like, I wish her the best. I hope she has a great time. Halsey's like, I'm glad that you kind of handled this maturely. Not like this, because it gets worse. Shortly after, Xan took to his stories to announce the former couple's video for Live or Die would not be released because people love to just hurt him. The duo dropped an audio version of the track last month.
Oh my god, how long is this?
I
just want to know the meme. Like, I'm sorry. I'm reading this. It's getting.
She's like, I'm about to look it up.
I am, because this is getting dumber. I don't know who these people are. I don't care about their breakup.
I don't either.
I just want to know. Is it at the bottom? I just gotta know.
It's not at the very bottom. It's like about halfway through the story.
So you're gonna tell me when this meme?
Yes.
Do I know this meme?
No.
Oh god.
It's basically, so the general meme is, like, are you familiar with the whole deep fakes thing?
No.
Where people would CGI famous celebrities' faces on the porn stars?
I heard about that, yeah.
No.
DeFranco talked about it.
So it was a deep fake meme. You'll get to it. So, like,
okay.
This is just to kind of establish that Xan's kind of a crazy dude. Xan also went to Instagram Live to further detail the reasons behind pulling the video. I've just been informed that it was basically all fake and I'm being used, the rapper reveals. So fuck it, I guess I was just being used. I thought I was in love, but whatever. He further proves his breakup by putting a plaque of his track Betrayed in the bathtub and peeing on it. In case the message wasn't already clear. Of course, Cyrus didn't stay silent. taking to her own Instagram stories, offered tearful messages and fans about some days sucking, but it will be okay in the end. There's a whole.
We're not gonna play that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing. Da, 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 da. I love confirmed music video. Da, da, da. Cyrus. Okay, here we go. So we're getting the meme. So Cyrus followed up the video with a screenshot of a Charlie Puth inspired meme that allegedly resulted in their breakup. I'm heartbroken and confused, Cyrus said. This is a meme I sent Diego that made him think I'm cheating on him. So they photoshopped Charlie Puth's face onto a porn star.
Ah, okay. I like how they use the eggplant.
I mean, we gotta censor somehow.
And basically, so she sent this to him as a joke and a meme, and he freaked the fuck out and broke up with her. And thought he was being cheated on. The look on your guys' faces.
I'm just gonna say, okay, if you break over someone with that, then you have no business being in a relationship. You're too.
This dude is nuts.
It's just that means you are not secure in your relationship.
You wanna know what makes it even wilder?
What?
Is the fact that he's going super emo on Instagram, like, oh, I'm just being used. I'm just gonna be an asshole from now on. Nobody cares about me.
It's because he wants attention. That's what it is.
He's an attention whore. He really is. Oh my god. Robot said, Rob wants to see the meme. Lil Pump, Lil Zane.
Imitate Lil Wayne.
Oh.
Deep fakes. Oh no.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I didn't even know what these were. I was like, what the hell?
I've never heard of Lil Xan. I've heard of Lil Pump. You wanna know why? Because he did that dumb Gucci Gang song. It literally.
Okay, so this is the meme. It's just.
So that's the meme. It was just a dumb picture of somebody photoshopping Charlie Puth's head onto a porn star.
Okay, so TLDR version, he's butthurt over this meme.
And so she's kind of going off saying that, basically she's saying that the real reason the relationship fell apart is he has emotional issues, he kind of is in his own head, he lets it feel his emotions and all that stuff. You know, he's trying to say, oh, you think you didn't send me a picture of a dick, Noah, please, I don't want, or it's like, you think I'd really break up over a Charlie Puth meme, he asked? Yo, don't send me a picture of a dick, Noah, please, I don't want to see a dick.
And he stops looking himself in the mirror.
Damn! No, I just saw this story and I'm like, it goes on and on. I'm not gonna go into the rest of it.
No, please, I can't.
You'll have to send this to Robit.
I'll send this to Robit, yeah. And it was just.
I can't read that.
Don't X out of it. Send it to him.
I can't read.
I already have it in my saved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't read anymore. That's...
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. That's how the song fucking goes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Lil Pump is just.
How do people? Okay, real talk. How do people get fascination at articles like that? Because I just started, when you start reading it, I got so bored. I was like, I don't give a crap.
Here's my thing.
Like,
I know it's very kind of, I'm the only one that seems to do it, which is why we haven't done any like try not to cringe videos. I'm the only one that loves cringe. I love cringy situations. I love seeing people blow up over the dumbest shit. Just, you wanna know why?
You're just like, imagine being that dumb.
It's vain in my sense because I deal with a lot of emotional bullshit, and I kind of get this sick happiness of, well, at least I'm not pathetic like this person. That's why I love this shit.
Greg is a cringy situation.
I am a cringy situation.
I just see it. I'm just like, man, I could. My time could you better use.
You couldn't care less.
I don't care
it.
about it. Okay, whoa, boo-hoo, she sent you a meme. Now you're all buttered. I don't care.
That's why I love it, because it's just like,
I don't know. It doesn't hold my attention.
See, the reason why I love it, I was like, this motherfucker was so in his goddamn head that he sat there and is like crying emo over Instagram stories and Instagram live. Straight up being like, I was cheated on, I was lied about, oh, she sent me this dick, she's cheating on me. And I'm just like, how fucking stupid do you have to be? Like, to be that in your fucking head, dude.
So Greg is a sadist?
I am a sadist. Man. I know you guys don't love it, but I fucking love it. That's just my own preference. I love seeing that kind of cringe and just going, I mean, at least I'm not pathetic. I may be a piece of shit, but at least I'm not that.
At least I'm not that.
Well, a lot of the shit he was saying made me think of the shit I would spout off in high school. Of like, man, I'm never gonna find love. I'm just gonna die alone. And it's like, I'm reading. I guess that was also with this specific story is because I used to post shit like that in high school, and I look back at it on my Facebook memories. I'm all, I want to punch myself. I want to go back in time and punch myself in the fucking face, dude. It's wild. It's fucking wild, dude. I know it's like it's super cringe and super weird, but that's where I get my fascination out of it. So that's why I get it.
Okay.
So that's why I love shit like that. But yeah. So speaking of cringy shit, let's talk about some of our videos we released since. No, I'm kidding. Well, there was a level of cringe in one of the videos we put out. So a couple weeks ago, I put out the video, Have Fandoms Gone Too Far? We were supposed to start Argument Deconstructed, and shit went down.
Technical issues.
I fucked up the audio. Basically, we had the whole video recorded. I personally wasn't super thrilled with how it came out because I felt like I could have made it much better. Because there was a lot of build-up and like maybe some occasional starting and stopping, and I just like I felt I needed to get a format down, but I was willing to work with it, edit it down. But the final nail in the coffin of that video was the audio was all fucked up, and I didn't record on the right microphone, and everything was all fucked and dumb, all that shit.
Greg was
yes,
full
I was
emo.
full emo. It was pretty wild. So in place of that was the Have Fandoms Got Too Far video, which I talked about Critical Role, talked about Voltron, talked about why I would never watch Steven Universe, and all that other crazy shit. And I know we talked about it in the first podcast, and I just kind of want to, kind of touch base. I mentioned specifically on the Voltron thing that I still have not watched season 7 because of the fandom, which I think I finally said on Facebook over the weekend. The personal people that I know have chilled out to a point where I can finally sit down and watch the show now. So this next week I'll finally watch it and stuff like that. But it's like, I mean, do you feel... We'll start with May this time. Do you have any opinions on fandoms in general? Who needs to chill?
No, I mean, lately I've just seen the fandoms that had problems, they're calmed down now because I think it was the initial, like the Voltron thing, it's not new anymore. It's not just come out.
That's true.
People have time, they've gotten out what they wanted to say, and now they've moved on to other things for the time being until, Voltron Season 8 comes out. Any other fandom, I just haven't seen anything really. I mean, everyone...
I think Voltron's been the biggest...
Yeah, everyone's been excited for the finale. Like, Adventure Time's finally over. Everyone got excited over that. Yeah.
Adventure Time's over, yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's done.
Bubblegum and Marceline are
canon.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually, like, they were before because they apparently...
I was gonna say, weren't they always?
They dated back then, but they broke up, so it was like doing the ship tease thing. That, from what I saw, I never actually watched it.
But they finally
got together, and they actually officially made it canon. They just, in passing, mentioned they dated one time ago. And so...
the thing is that they officially kissed in the show.
So they're canon now.
So
they're back together again, and they're officially canon.
So.
Again, I guess you
could
say.
Which, sidebar there, good for them. Like, they've been, like... Going back to the discussion of Shiro being canonically gay, kind of just making sense with the way they developed the character. That's why I've always known those characters. I thought they kind of always had a little fling, a little something for each other, but like they made it canon. It seemed to make sense. The whole fandom was overjoyed, was justifiably so. It's kind of weird that the two of Jeremy's shows, or two of his biggest shows, are now going to be done. Because Adventure Time's over. He's not going to be Finn anymore. And then Voltron's ending in November.
Well, I'm sure he has other stuff.
He's going to have a lot of other shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
It's just the two main ones that he's known for are going to be done.
I'm sure he'll find another show.
I'm fairly certain he is.
I mean, that's what you do as an actor. You find other work, and you become known for that. Possibly.
He's probably just going to go around to conventions and shitpost fans, which would be great. Not as much of a meme as Bex. Bex just shitposts.
Bex is their own level of meme.
Oh yeah, but anyway.
But yeah, no, it hasn't really been any fandoms. I mean, there hasn't really anything been like argument or problematic with fandoms really.
I think, was there anything I remember seeing? I think the last one was Voltron and then Critical Role.
Yeah.
The Critical Role one was just kind of sad watching that week on Twitter of like Matt being like, I'm the most hated person on the internet right now, and Taliesin having to be like, we need to chill out, and then Liam stepping in who was like, yo, character death happens, dude. Guess what?
Part of D&D.
It's Dungeons and Dragons. Characters are gonna die.
It's the whole thing. And once they say people, when they get attached to characters, some people just want to get too far. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's my fear with my characters, because I have a tendency to roll low too. I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck am I gonna do whenever my character?
The one thing somebody said on the other end of the spectrum was someone straight up said, we shouldn't be angry that this one character died. We should be happy that in just 26 episodes into a new series, this character is so beloved that their death was that painful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like, you should praise the fact that the storytelling was that meaningful and the character development was that powerful. There is also a conspiracy theory going on that basically anyone who talks shit on Jester's god, the Traveler, basically dies. And you have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. But basically,
I still need to see if Hobby Lobby order online stuff.
Oh yeah. You still need to get the giant lollipop.
Well, it's probably not on sale anymore.
You brought up Jester, and I was like, "Fuck, I still need to."
I don't think it is, but you can always. I don't think it's online. I just know it's in person. You
right.
have to go there. You have to see. But I don't know if they have it anymore because this sale was on a while ago. This is for Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
So by now they probably have it up.
Rip.
So I would just check though.
Yeah, I know that there's going to be big fandom things. I'm already bracing myself for the end of Voltron because a fuckload of people are going to be bitching and complaining about the ending for some reason or another.
But then it's going to be like everything else. It's going to die down with time. It's just...
What I had to come to terms with, this is why I'm finally ready to watch Voltron Season 7 now, is the fan is a lost cause. It's a lost cause. There's too much discourse. And unfortunately, there were a couple people specifically that I personally knew that they were balls deep in that discourse. And unfortunately, one of those people specifically let it affect their opinion, and I got very angry by that because I'm like, you're basically turning into somebody that you hate. And I talked about that on the last podcast, so I'm not going to push that any further. But it's just like, but it's also one of those things where I don't know how to go about saying it, but yeah, it's just, I know.
Balls deep.
Yes, balls deep. But basically, it's one of those things where fandoms are always going to complain. Fandoms are always going to be angry. It's just, most of the time you can avoid it, but when it gets to the level that like Voltron has gotten to, and then like Steven Universe got to in the past, you just kind of sit there and you're just like, this is tiring. I just want to enjoy the show. It's like, can we? And I know this is never going to happen, but can we just enjoy a show and not worry about shipping? That's never going to fucking happen.
Speaking of shipping, did you hear some of the drama going on in the clans ships?
No.
Okay, so I didn't look for this, but it popped up in my timeline because everyone or at least on my Instagram, because other people I follow that don't ship clans, they were posting screenshots of what they had found, and they're like, guys, stop it. This is stupid. So what some of the clans fans are doing is they're petitioning to basically reboot the series on their own, like in their own way, to make clans canon. They have a different name for it. They're like, I think, trying to start a fundraiser to fund like the animation project for it. And I'm just sitting there like, y'all are fucking stupid. This is never gonna happen. And if it does, it's not gonna go well.
I have one term of phrase. Cease and desist.
Yeah, I'm saying
that is
like,
a copyrighted franchise.
Exactly.
These were characters that are protected under copyright. You know what? At that point, hey, Clans fans, I know you're watching right now. Fucking do it. Fucking do it, dude. And when you get that cease and desist and you're all taken to court, go fuck yourselves. Seriously, dude. I had to get that out of my system. I just exploded for a moment.
You brought up shipping and it made me remember that. I was just like, clans shippers are crazy sometimes. Like, I have a few
that angers me. That gets under my fucking skin. Holy shit. You can't accept the fact that your ship isn't canon, so you're gonna risk a cease and desist?
Hey, it's their money when they have to go to court.
That's what I'm like.
I'm all for it.
Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it, Mike.
Just the whole shipping thing in general, I just kind of get tired of.
I don't blame you.
That's why I just don't bother with shipping half the time. I'm like, that's why I don't really have an interest in it most of the time. Yeah. Because it's like, because
shit like this happens.
Yeah, it's like...
So, to me in the show, it's not really any of the ships that tire me except for Clance, because some of the fans that ship Clance are so damn toxic. Like, that whole controversy that was going on whenever they're like, oh yeah, we, I guess they leaked something about one of the other seasons, and they're like, we're holding this hostage unless you make Clance canon.
I remember that. They eventually, I think they figured out what to do with that, but I was just like...
And I'm just sitting there like, you guys really think that's gonna make your ship canon? No.
They just killed it even more.
That's
basically.
why exactly. That's why with whole shipping, I just get tired of it and I just ignore it and just do my own thing. Because I'm a person, I just want to watch my favorite show. Yeah. I just want to see my favorite characters interacting, doing things. I don't care about shipping.
See, with Voltron, it's like, I didn't go into it wanting to ship anybody. It just sort of naturally happened. And I was just kind of like, I like it though. I know that's not the point of the show, but I like it.
I mean, the only time you'll see me ship something, like, for example, it's the whole, like, Nozaki thing.
Yeah.
That I'll ship because that actually, they kind of interact. I don't know, it's just the
whole
Leluco
thing. Nova.
That, because, that makes sense, that's canon. But it's just, in shipping drama, when I see certain shows and I see people ship stuff, like the whole Voltron thing, like, when I see people, like, see Keith and Lance talk, and like, oh, that's a ship, I'm like, what are you talking about? They're just talking.
Oh, they hate each other. They secretly want to fuck.
I just see it like they're just talking. They're just interacting like two normal human beings. They're friends. I say that in quotations because they didn't like each other.
They get to be friends. At
least,
okay. It's never going to be anything more
It's like
than
the whole thing with Shiro and Keith. To me, in my point of view, I look at them like, okay, Keith loves him as a brother. They're interacting. They're family. I don't see anything. Like, half the time, I don't get how people ship it. It goes past my head because I'm like, I don't see how this is. It's just, that's how I see it as. I'm like, I get confused. You know?
I'm looking at you because you just name dropped your ship, which is really funny.
I'm not trying to name. I'm not trying to.
I knew that was never going to be canon, but I held on to a little bit of hope just because it could work if they went in that direction.
I'm not trying to name drop or call anyone out. It's just because I just know. It's just because I know in the show a lot of times Keith and Shiro, they interact, they talk to each other. But me, I just watch and I go, okay, they're talking. They're just, they're interacting. They've been, they're just bonding.
As someone who went from shipping it to not shipping it, my big deal is just I couldn't get over the fact that I saw them as brothers in arms.
Yeah, that's what that's just my
but
opinion. But
at the same time, I can understand why somebody would ship it.
Yeah, I mean, when I see it, I can understand. I see it. I can see how people see it romantically. I can understand that. Because, I mean, you're talking to the person here who ships Flynn and Yuri and even...
That's the one ship you...
And even Chris Redfield and Leon as Kennedy. Here's the thing. I ship them, but I know for a fact that most interactions are nothing romantic. Chris and Leon, like, they're even in 6, they're angry at each other. Yeah, they're ready to kill each other. Yeah. And I know
they secretly want to fuck.
Yeah, they secretly want to fuck. Yeah, I know for a fact. Like, they just talking because they have two different opinions on the situation at hand. I realize that. But it's just sometimes with certain ships, I look and people go, oh, they're now a ship. And
the canon writes itself, and you're like, no, it doesn't.
It baffles me how people see the most tiniest little thing and go, okay, that's a ship now. I never understood that.
I would say Sheath has a lot more footing than, like, Clans.
Yeah.
Like, for Sheath, I've always been under the thing of, like, since I've watched it, they have more of a history together.
Yeah.
And if they had to go a gay ship, I felt like that would have worked just because they've already got history, they have chemistry with each other.
They can
look at all the shit that Keith has done to save Shiro, to get him back.
Yeah.
Shiro has always been his top priority for shit, and I'm just sitting there like...
See, none of that makes sense.
I can't see this work, but then they introduced, Shiro's love interest, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, I knew that was never going to be canon. It breaks my heart just a little bit.
But it still makes me happy that Shiro was the gay one.
That's not a deal breaker. I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah,
it's not going to make me be like... It's not going to be Walking Dead levels of anger.
But that wasn't over shit. That wasn't over shit. That was over character death, which makes sense.
That did involve a character that Steven voiced, though.
I'm just...
Basically,
I'll talk about it after, but let's just keep going. Like,
no, go ahead.
Well, no, it's the whole Walking Dead thing because we're not talking about Walking Dead. We're talking about Voltron. So it has to do with the show itself. But that's not a thing.
I'll just remind you after.
Well, I know what it is because it's been on my mind for like ever. Yeah. Anyway.
No, it's just we could tie it to a little fandom thing in general, but it's just Voltron was the bigger deal. I can't believe the Clans are trying to do it.
And then they're starting to come over into My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah, they're like, yo, fuck this. Let's go to My Hero Academia, and all the MHA fans are all, no, we don't need you. Fucking leave. May's like, May's hugging All Might, like, You better keep my husbando, and you better stay away from my husbando. He doesn't need your shit.
My Deku figure is being guarded by like sabers and
Yes,
and Ase.
we won't let any bad happen to you.
Volleyball Jesus is protecting my broccoli child.
To this precious ball of sunshine. Yeah.
Because even Deku's like, nope.
Robot says, speaking of shipping, I have a record shipping, and then he says, this is why anime is trash. That's very true. So what was the Walking Dead thing you wanted to say real quick?
Oh, I was just saying, what are they gonna do since what's his name playing Rick? He's leaving.
We have
Andrew Lincoln.
no idea.
Yeah. How do you continue on? Because he was
really. I don't think.
Well, I think they're planning on maybe continue because they still have Norman Reedus.
Well, their viewership is tanking.
Yeah.
Ever since season 7, their viewership has dropped because when that one character died, the way that he did.
It's been ages. It's
when Glenn died, yeah.
Well,
I was like,
there were 2 characters that died in that one. Glenn was one, and then I forget the other.
Well, the other
Abraham, I think.
So yeah. So here's the other crazy thing. Like, they're not just losing Andrew Lincoln. What was
They're losing the guy that played Carl too.
Well, he's
gone.
Carl's
He's been gone. His name is
Chandler
Chandler.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, he went because he wanted. Like, they even dropped that ages ago that he was planning to leave because he wanted to go to college.
Norman Reedus and the Funko Fetus.
Yes.
I'm just wondering when Norman is gonna leave because he.
When Normus Reedus.
Yeah, because he's supposed to do Death. What is it called? Death Stranding. He's supposed to do that.
It's called Hideo Kojima made me do some weird fucking shit.
My friend Hideo had a blank check and he decided.
When Sony gives you a blank check and you make your friend do some weird shit.
But no, it's like it's been said like ever since that premiere for season 7, and like part of it is because of Glenn and Abraham dying, and then the other part is just that they felt like Negan's introduction was kind of underwhelming. They had been building Negan up for a couple of seasons. They've been name dropping him. They've been saying, he's someone to be feared. And then season 7 starts off, and you get introduced to Negan, and he kills, he kills Glenn and Abraham, and everyone was just like, that was Negan? This was the guy we're supposed to be
He seems like a silly villain.
Everyone just started dropping off after that.
Well, isn't it like the whole big thing going on right now is they're gonna go to war or something against Negan? I keep seeing previews of it. Apparently, like they're gonna fight Negan or something.
So here's
literally the last piece of news I got before I started really stopped following it was the whole thing with Carl leaving.
So the thing is that so they're not just losing him. Who is Glenn's?
Maggie?
Oh, she's leaving too?
She's on a different set, and basically she's only going to be in like 2 episodes.
Damn.
She was another character.
That's going to be upsetting too, because
it's like my
at the end
question.
of season 6, they found out she was pregnant.
Yeah,
so I'm just like,
it's one of those scenes where I'm just like, who's even left aside from Daryl? But even then, it's like Norman Reedus has a lot of other fucking things he can do. He can seriously make a career doing weird, fucked up shit with Hideo Kojima.
It's like Johnny Depp with Tim Burton.
Although now I hear from what someone told me, Johnny Depp's pretty much in debt. Like, nobody will hire him.
Johnny Depp is
especially
on
he
massive downward spiral. It is
the last thing I see him
he's
gonna be in is Fantastic Beasts. That's it. I haven't seen him in anything else.
The movie there was a movie he was working on that actually got shelved a month before it released.
Did they say what?
Because of all the controversy surrounding Johnny Depp and the shit that he did on set. Mm-hmm. And then all of the spousal abuse allegations from his ex-wife.
That's the thing. Like that
was another thing.
He's always been kind of strange on set anyway. He's always done weird shit off the set anyway. Why would that be?
But it's probably got worse. Like he probably
basically
he
beat the shit out of the cast member on set.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking like out of control. It's sad.
I haven't heard anything in a long while.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit's weird, yo.
Yeah.
But speaking of shit being weird,
will do that.
Yeah, you're telling me. Speaking of shit's weird, let's talk about my character that I made in Final Fantasy XIV. So I know that's the dumbest segue ever. No, so the other video that we released, the one that came out on Friday, was the how to make the best character in Final Fantasy XIV. I made that video. I filmed the first run of the video, realized I had the tip jar in the video the whole time, and I can't have that on the video the whole time. Had to scrap it, start it all over. But I finally redid it, turned it into that 6-minute video. Let's start with you, Mira. What did you think of that stupid? Because that video I did all on my own. What do you think of that stupid fucking video?
Dick butt.
That's it. 10 out of 10. Like, comment, and subscribe. So literally, that's all you think about it is dick butt?
That's the one joke that I remember.
No, I just like. What did you think of the video in general?
It was funny.
It was funny. Okay. My favorite part of that video, I'll say in a moment. But May, what did you think of the fucking video?
I like the editing.
You like the editing?
I like the use of the fonts you've used for it, like towards the end. Just the thumbnails you've been using, like just the video's enjoyable. I'm focusing more on how like I've seen how you edit and how you put like the logo and like the font and all that stuff. Just I don't know.
The presentation.
I've been focusing a lot on editing for videos most of the time now, like seeing how much you've grown since then. We've had we've had our past videos. So I focus more on that. I mean, I'm still watching the video and I'm still enjoying the content, but I try to focus more on, like, editing, the presentation.
I was up till, like, past 1 a.m. finishing that video and doing the clip for Instagram and all that fun stuff. So it was... my favorite part of that video is the Alfic part. It was like, I guess I'll go with Alfic because I like thick boys.
Yeah.
You were so proud of that.
I was so fucking proud because when I recorded the video the first time, as soon as I saw Alfic, I'm like, oh, he's a thick boy. Yeah. And I just stuck with that. That was one of the few jokes that stayed 100% the same from the first video to the second video. The other ones kind of got modified, changed up, all that fun shit.
I know, because I was there for the first recording, and I got to see some of the stuff you changed for the initial video.
Yeah. I would argue the second recording went better because I kind of fine-tuned what worked and didn't work, but that was just me. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that video. I know it's a video not too many people will end up watching, but regardless, I'm super proud of how that video came out. I love the editing. I love like how the shaking and shit happened.
Yeah, and you had to pick a name.
Oh yeah, that was the only thing I wish I could have done was the slow tint of red to start to come onto the screen.
Yeah.
But I gotta learn how to do that first. So I know I could. I just gotta figure out the presets.
Yeah.
And all that fun shit. But yeah, I really liked that video. It was a lot of fun.
Matter of just seeing how things work. Pressing buttons.
Just pressing buttons in the right ways.
That's how you edit. You just press buttons and there you go.
Press buttons and clip shit. That's all you basically do.
That's editing right there.
Basically. So, we're getting towards the end of the podcast. Just a couple things I want to wrap up. A couple announcements, and then if anybody else has anything. So I know we've talked about, or I've mentioned, Homebrewers, our D&D thing. It is coming. I know I said it was supposed to come in September. It's not going to be the case. I'm not going to put a date on it. Because I gotta get with Kanan and find out when we want to start doing that. Because I at least want the first episode with all of us together.
Probably before the end of the year.
It's absolutely gonna happen before the end of the year.
I know you and Kanan were talking about it last time when you guys were playing 14.
Yeah. We were talking about it. I want to just invite them over and just get the first episode done. And then, like, if we got to from there, like, set it up a different way. Maybe if they can't make it over, per se. Or if they work and they come here late in the evening, we can always do that. Or do
what they did on Critical Role. If they can't come over, put a laptop up.
Have the laptop up, showing stuff up. I got to also configure, like, the actual table setup and shit like that anyway. For, like, the cameras and whatnot. See what we would want to do. And all that fun stuff. But, but that is coming. We don't have a date for it yet. The other big announcement that I have related to the channel right now, aside from new content coming, Extra Life. So usually we do Extra Life in November. It's usually the first weekend of November where Extra Life happens, and we generally like to do it when they do the big push for Extra Life. It's not happening in November this year. We're going to do it. We don't have a date in December, but it's going to be early December that we're going to be doing Extra Life. Just kind of with the way that November's playing out, Kanan and Chrissy, or is it Kanan, Chrissy, and Suya that are going to the convention? So they're going up to Vegas one weekend for a convention. I know our friend Di has that Voltron party that we might be going to whenever Voltron finishes.
I didn't even click confirm. I haven't seen the other 2 seasons, that's why.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I know she would really want to see us, especially if she wants to try to come to our housewarming party in October. We're going to see, the first weekend of November when we could do it, we're going to see Mike Shinoda on Friday. which means we're not going to have any voices for Saturday. So if we tried to do Extra Life on Saturday, it would kill our voices even more, and then we're going to be doing it basically, so we're going to go as long as we can on Saturday, and then whatever hours we don't do on Saturday, we're just going to do Sunday like what we did last year. So that would mean, yelling and screaming and singing at the concert, and almost knocking over my beer bottle, doing a fuckload of talking on Saturday, and then Sunday doing even more talking. Like, our voices are going to be dead.
Robert says get good.
I mean, I know we should. But it's like, our voices are going to be fucking dead. So it's like, I'd much rather have our voices recover and be able to do that. And then it's like, the rest of November is kind of in the balance of what's really going on, all this other shit. So we're just going to do it December. Early to mid-December. It's going to be before the holidays. But early to mid-December is when we're going to do it, and we're going to do Extra Life. Starting next year, I know we started talking about it, we want to do more charity streams. Obviously, it's not going to be like monthly or anything like that, but I would like, my idea is quarterly. So it's
Either that or like one of us does it like on a stream, and then the next month the other person streams.
We can do that, yeah. It's like maybe like once a month, like with the stream, we can like raise money for a charity over like 3 months. And then the next one, we can do it like that. We're still fine-tuning that. But, yeah, so Extra Life's not going to be in November this year. It's going to be in December. What other things? So, as far as shit that's coming up, we have LA Comic-Con in October. That's the last weekend of October. I'm hoping I don't work that last Saturday, but I think I'm only going to be able to... As of right now, I'm only saying I'm making it Sunday.
I think we brought it up already about the My Hero movie.
We're going to the My Hero movie at the end of September.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. We're going... I'm debuting a new cosplay there. May is going to be doing a cosplay. Have you announced the cosplay you're doing?
It's...
I just don't want to say it if you haven't announced it.
On Instagram, I commented on someone saying, I don't care. It's
okay.
not a secret. I said I was for Honey and Butter that event. I wasn't going to do it. I didn't have the thing in time.
Yeah, so she's going to do Young All Might.
Young All Might in the P uniform. When he was at UA High. That's what I'm doing.
And then I'm going to be doing Kirishima after the sports festival when he's all cut up.
Well, during it, but after he battles Tetsu.
After his Tetsu, which that's... I will argue that is the best fight in all of My Hero Academia is that fucking Tetsu Kirishima fight. That's so good.
The arm wrestling.
The arm wrestling at the end was the best! They were too even matched.
Yep.
And then
Curse my iron deficiency.
Curse my iron deficiency is probably one of my favorite quotes on that whole thing. But yeah, so we got the My Hero movie. Mira and I are going to go see Mike Shinoda in early November.
Fucking weebs.
Yeah, fucking weebs. Yeah, you're right. And then as far as like actual public events go, I think that's about it. We got Extra Life in December.
And then like next year there are like 2 cons in January.
Yeah, so we'll get to the January cons a bit closer to the end of the year. But yeah, we got Anime Impulse and ALA.
Right. They're switching it though because ALA is first this time.
ALA is first this time, and Anime Impulse is the weekend after. But yeah, so we got those coming up as well in January. But yeah, for the end of the year, we got LA Comic Con. Or yeah, we got the My Hero movie in September, LA Comic Con in October. We're seeing Mira and I are seeing Mike Shinoda in early November, and then we got Extra Life in December.
So we're packed.
We're pretty honestly pretty stacked with a variety of
and then like the
stuff.
Housewarming thing for friends.
We have our friends coming over in October for housewarming. I'm certain some sort of video is going to come out of that. Whether it's just chatting with friends and kind of doing like a friend showcase, or just recording a video of us playing games and being nerds, or just doing dumb shit in a vlog sense, something will come out of that, I'm certain. That'll be a lot of fun. So I think that's about it. Is there anything else you had? Alrighty, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching to episode 2 of the HR Office. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. If you want to check us out on our Instagrams, you can check her out on Twitter and Instagram at Mirido Cosplay. You can check May out at May Gusta. Is that both Twitter and May Gusta on Instagram
with 2 eyes.
With 2 eyes. It's all going to be in the description. And then on Instagram or on Twitter,
it's Yumi Joshi.
Yumi Joshi. I was like, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that fucking name.
One eye, right?
No, it's 2 eyes, I think.
Oh, that has 2 eyes?
I think. No, wait, it's 1. I don't know. I think on Instagram, my spam one has 1 eye, but on Twitter, it has 2 eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, because people took it.
She's easy to find. She's the giant-ass fucking weeb on Twitter.
Exactly.
That's not easy to find.
The giant-ass non-cringy
It used to be a
weeb.
picture of me on my Twitter. I changed to something else now. It's
the
an anime character now.
It's the giant-ass non-cringy weeb on Twitter. Unless you consider yourself cringy.
I am.
I don't know.
Sometimes.
Does she post her Go stuff on Twitter?
I do sometimes.
Oh, no.
When I don't get a roll or I finish a
no.
mission or something, yes, I do post
If there's
it.
anything I'm excited for on future content, by the way, is I am excited for you to eventually do something about Fago.
Well, if they ever would release a servant I want, I will do it.
Oh,
but
man.
I'm still waiting.
May is cringy.
Damn.
We're all cringy.
I told you I am cringy.
Hell yeah. But, and then you can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm more active on Instagram, at GregSnazAGamer. Everything will be all down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to catch us live, we're live every other Sunday between 6 and 6:30 p.m. is when we start at twitch.tv/GregSnazAGamer Twitch. That name might be changing soon to be more inclusive of Hardest Reset, but when that comes about, we'll be able to get that figured out. And if you want to follow us on Facebook, you can follow us at facebook.com/Hardest Reset. And I think that's about it. I would call this another successful podcast. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, let us know what you think down below, what you think of any of the topics we discussed. And until then, we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys also on Friday for a brand new Hardest Reset video. And yes.
You're fired.
I'm fired.
You're fired.
Why
You're fired too.
Okay,
Who
cool.
gave you the executive power to fire us?
Which is HR.
Oh.
Who runs HR?
I do now, because y'all are fired.
Oh, boy. Well, this is awkward. We better get out of the office, so...
You're fired until next podcast.
I'll think about rehiring you if I feel like it.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Was it anything I personally did?
Budget cuts.
Ooh, layoffs are hard.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. We had a budget in the first place?
Yeah, we did.
Apparently.
Of $10 whole.
Damn! Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Where the hell did the $10 go?
I think somebody rolled in Fago, and she doesn't want to admit it.
Anyway, you're all fired. Get out.
Alright, we gotta get out of the office. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys later.